This episode is about why holding back is actually costing you more than sharing ever will. From a hydrotherapy business, a guitar restoration expert, and a conversation about fitness contests, every concern was the same. If I give it away, why would they pay me? But here's the truth. Your information isn't your value. Your execution is. Your experience, your personality. You are. So let's talk about it. Hello, kittens. Welcome to another episode of the brand new podcast with your girl, Miss K. So as I kind of just touched on in that little bit of an intro here, we're going to be talking about why giving away your best shit for free is actually going to set you apart in any industry, no matter what you're doing. And I have to admit, this is something that even I never fully understood in the beginning stages of my business. And I quickly watched as competitors who did understand this rose very quickly and superseded me in authority, and why we sometimes come under this impression and thinking if we're going to give away our gold, nobody's going to pay us for things. And this is still something that I struggle with sometimes. There's this idea that if you give away your best stuff, then people won't need you. But that is just simply not true. I mean, we live in the information age. Information is everywhere. Results aren't. And I've used this example as I was talking with people recently. I literally had this conversation twice within the last week with some clients, and I used the exact same example as the fitness industry. You know, there are thousands of trainers giving away full workouts, meal plans, mobility tips, like all for free. But we're still facing an obesity epidemic. And why? Because knowledge without that support rarely leads to real transformation. In the end, people don't pay you for tips. They pay you for results, for accountability, for implementation. That is your leverage. And this, again, is something that I, too, have struggled with in the beginning. And I saw it work against me. It worked against the knowledge and the experience that I had established in my industry because I was too afraid to give away the gold. I was too afraid to give away my best content. And I was hearing messages about giving away my best content for free. And I was thinking about it, and I couldn't ever really wrap my mind around it until I actually realized the advantage of setting yourself up as the authority figure, as my brother would say, the big dog in the industry, and how advantageous it is for you to establish yourself as a trusted authority in whatever field you're doing. So whether it's hydrotherapy or music, somewhere in the music industry, or design implementation, or anything that allows people to see your skill set and your value. This is transferable along any industry. You can Google anything, even looking for me. I'm going to use another example from my own life, but when I hurt my shoulder just recently, I really I did something that messed it up. I think I just went too hard from boxing and lifting, and I got some really great advice from a physiotherapist. And then I saw a personal trainer reach out, and there were a few mobility classes I started taking, or I started watching. I started looking as okay, how can I do this at home? I know there's so much content online. I can just I can fix my shoulder myself. But just because I watch a video doesn't mean I'm doing it right. You know, it's not going to be the same as somebody actually watching my technique to make sure that I'm not overextending or twisting it the wrong way, and then I'm actually positioning myself in the right way to benefit the growth of my shoulder. So I could have watched all of it, but I'm still going to go and spend money on the proper channels that are going to give me the results of a healed shoulder so that I can get back to business. I can watch all the mobility videos I want. I can look at all the free tips, but without someone actually checking my form, I could have made it worse. Free information is everywhere. But what people are ultimately going to pay you for, what I'm going to pay, people for is their eyes, their attention, their skill. And that is the difference. And I was sharing this point specifically with a client who has a hydrotherapy business. You can give these people all the right tools to complete exercises efficiently and effectively without you, but it's never going to be the same as you being in that position alongside them to guide them to make sure that they are not hyperextending anything, that that they're in a safe space, that things are being stretched properly, whatever the situation is. All you're doing is actually establishing yourself as the authority, as the trusted figure, the leader in your industry when you give away your best content for free. This builds trust with people. I know, and we all have these people in our feeds. How many people do we follow in industries that we either, are trying to learn something in, whether it's AI or graphic design or whatever. I follow some of the big names, some of the biggest names that give away the best value for free. They give away, okay, go, you can do this for free. Here's my free YouTube video on this. Here's my free YouTube video on this. And I have an actual example of this with social media training. I followed Jenna Page for, I think, 3 years before I bought her program. I binged her content like crazy. I saved so many reels. She had so much gold. She gave away all of her best content, her best tips and tricks to growing your social media platform, and she still does. In every single reel, there is gold. Everything she puts out is genuine gold that helps people reach their goals, that solves problems specifically around showing up and creating reels and creating content for their business. Now, when it came time for me to actually be ready to pull that plug or pull the trigger and build my social media, I went and paid for her program because I'm like, I know that I trust this woman. I have been following her for years. Yeah, I could go back and try to binge watch like thousands of posts and learn the same exact material, or I could just go get it all in a course and be able to jump from module to module and have it all structured out in front of me and have a support and have a group. What do you think I did? I joined the group. I joined the program. And this is also I have seen this happen countless times within my own business, especially at the Unicorn, in both service and training. I have people follow me and they'd be like, they book an appointment. They'd be like, yeah, I've been following you for like a year. I followed you for 2 years before I booked my appointment for teeth whitening or tooth gems. I heard that countless times. And the same thing with training and distribution. When we launched the training, same thing. I'd get an email. I've been following you for years. I thought I'd finally start my own business. This is what happens as you establish yourself as that authority and you give away your best content for free. I wish I would have done more of that from the beginning, but I'm learning now the importance of establishing yourself as that authority figure, not just for the sake of, proving that you're the big dog, but building trust with people. Because here's the thing, 99% of us don't execute, right? We will not execute. How many times do we get inspired by something or we see the solution to it? How many reels have you saved about side hustle jobs on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is? How many screenshots do we have of things that would be like, oh, I'm going to do this? And 99% of us don't execute. This is just human nature. This is just what we do. A lot of people do not pull through and follow through on things that they want to do. And it's just because, there's many reasons. Maybe we have too much on our plate, that we don't have the time or whatever. I don't want you to feel justified in giving away things because people aren't going to execute, because then that's like, it's not a good energy to give away your best content from. But giving away your best content and giving away the gold is also, when you give away value, you build that trust. You're showing people that you're not hiding behind a paywall because you're insecure. You're saying, I know what I'm doing. I know this works. And if this is what I give for free, imagine what happens when you pay me. Imagine what happens when I'm yours one-on-one, or we work together, or you hire me, whatever it is. That authority and that trust is there. And you've built a rapport and a foundation with somebody that is incredibly solid, rather than having them go through hoops, jump through hoops just to work with you and having to take that leap of faith. Now you're starting a relationship with somebody, a business relationship that's built on rocky ground because they don't even know if they can trust you. But when you've taken away that doubt and you've given everything and you can say, hey, you don't have to pay me right now. Go binge all my content. It has everything you need to get to X, Y, and Z if you want to do it yourself. But if you're ready to do it with somebody or whatever your angle is, then let's work together. You want to be seen as the expert. Giving value positions you as the leader. So you have to prove that you are. Just don't gatekeep your own value. You have to demonstrate it. When people learn from you, they associate their growth with you. You're not giving the game away. You're giving them a reason to come back. When people are ready to stop piecing everything together, you're going to be the one who they call. And I know this because it's exactly what I've done in my own life. I just did it with the social media program. When I was ready to pull the trigger and I didn't want to just go through and binge every little piece of content, I just took the program. I already know that they're the one who knows what the hell they're doing, and I trust them. You're not going to lose clients by giving away value. The right people will always buy. You lose people by staying invisible. People don't pay you for tips and tricks. They pay you for the transformation that you're going to give, the results you're going to deliver. They want someone who can walk with them through it. Even if you hand someone your best tools, they're still going to hire the person that they trust to help them use those tools. Because it's not just what you give, it's how you guide as well. People think that value is like posting tips and tricks on social media, but it's not. It's transformation. It's your unique lens, your ability to simplify something, explain techniques, break down trends, your persona, your personality, your verbiage, your coaching, your feedback, your intuition. You can give away every strategy you know and still be the one they need to actually make it work. That's why they come to you. Don't do what I did. Don't play scared. Don't think that you're going to lose business by giving away your knowledge. You're building business by giving away your knowledge. Trust doesn't come from hiding your own value. It comes from showing the hell up and letting people see what you've got. Let them taste the real thing so they know who to run to when they're ready. And I want you to take a second and go through your social media. I know I just touched on this a little bit. I glazed over it here in the podcast, but I want to reiterate something. Go through your following, who you're following, and the people that you're following in the industry, whether you're learning AI, you're learning graphic design, your social media, side hustles, whoever it is. Why do you follow them? Why do you follow them? Look at their content and what are they posting? Go ahead. Go look. I can guarantee that those people are proving my point. They're proving my point that sharing your knowledge isn't giving it all away. It's showing people that you have something worth paying for. Like I said, trainers post free workouts daily, but their paid clients, they want those personalized plans. They want accountability, feedback, one-on-one support, progress tracking. The value is in the delivery and the depth. It's not the information. And remember, people don't pay for information. They pay for the transformation. Transformation comes through that implementation, comes through the support, comes through your guidance. You can know the steps on how to rehabilitate a shoulder, but without someone watching your form or adapting it to your body, you can end up doing more harm than good. So you're going to build trust by giving first. Trust is the currency of conversion, okay? You build trust by giving first. People don't buy from someone who knows the most. They buy from those who made them feel seen and supported before that money was ever exchanged. And I get it. Some of you might be afraid. I know I was afraid. I held back my value because I was afraid of being copied or used. And I had to come to terms that this was all a fear-based scarcity model, because the truth is most people, like I said, aren't going to take action, and other people won't take action until they pay. Even if someone does copy your information, they can't copy your method, your energy, your presence, your delivery. That's the mode. And I know it's going to be really hard to switch from this mindset perspective, because we are conditioned to hoard. We are conditioned to keep what's ours, and we are conditioned to have fear around this mentality that we'll lose things if we give away for free and being taken advantage of. This is a really common thing that we are conditioned to believe. But I want you to, again, spend time every day looking at the content that is most popular on your social media feeds. Look at the people who are most successful in their industries. And what is the theme? Who are the most popular chefs on YouTube? They're the ones that are giving away the best recipes. They're the ones that are posting like thousands of free recipes online, and people are still buying their cookbooks. And people are still taking culinary courses because they want that structure, convenience, and expertise, when you can still learn how to be a cook on Google. Become very familiar, become aware of what you're seeing, and use that as an example that these people giving away the value does not diminish their success, and also doesn't take away from your success. It doesn't take away from anybody else's success. You could try to post all the same content as that person. You could use the same words. You could do the same reels. You could do first of all, you're probably going to get called out and blasted on social media, which is going to end up working against you. But you could do it and it's still not going to hit the same way. Guaranteed it won't, because the mannerisms, the energy, the personality, the presence, the delivery, that can never be replicated. So don't hoard your magic. Let people have a little taste, because if it's real, they're going to come back hungry. And you know who wins? not the ones keeping score, the ones that are giving the game away. I hope that this has inspired you to give away the gold, establish yourself as that authority, the trusted go-to person in your field, and let the success just come to you. This is Miss K. I'm going to wrap this episode up now, but I hope it's inspired you to look at things differently and not fall under my mistakes, not do the same things I did, and do the same things that all these successful people are doing. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. This is Miss K, and I'm out for now. Bye.